Hello, I'm Randall Seymour, and I'm going to be talking about editing for my film and history class at Full Sail University. But more specifically, I'm going to be talking about montage editing and why it is important in filmmaking today and where it came from. We hear the term montage thrown around a lot in Hollywood today, and it's generally referring to a bunch of clips edited together to tell a long story in a short period of time. But is that what it's always been meant to be? No. Montage editing is actually multiple theories on editing created by these guys in the 1920s in post-revolution Russia, but it all really started with him. Les Khrushchev was attending the first film school in Russia when a copy of D.W. Griffith's 1916 film Intolerance was smuggled into Russia and the students had a chance to watch it. Les Khrushchev was amazed by the parallel editing technique used by Griffith and wanted to learn more about what you could do with editing to help tell your story. So Khrushchev set up an experiment. He took an expressionless face of an actor and he juxtaposed them next to three other images in front of three different audiences. Afterwards, he found that it was interesting that the audiences were actually projecting their own emotions onto the emotionless actor. This was the foundation of one of the first theories of montage, saying that if you were to juxtapose two images next to each other, no matter if they're relevant to each other at all, it changes the meaning of your story completely. This is where Eisenstein and Pudovkin come in. You see, they both agreed on the fundamental idea of Khrushchev's montage theory, but they both had their own little quirks, and so they each came up with a theory of their own. For instance, Eisenstein realized that you can actually extend and compress time using editing. This is shown in the film Battleship Potemkin when he shows one of his characters breaks a plate symbolizing the start of a revolt on board the ship. The scene is drawn out as the tension builds until he finally breaks the plate. It has multiple shots of him swinging the plate down, extending the length of the swing substantially and adding to the tension. Although Eisenstein and Pudovkin agreed on a lot of things, they had a key difference between their two theories, and that was really how montage is used. For instance, Pudovkin believed that montage should be used to show more information of what's happening within the scene or what's happening within the time period, where Eisenstein believed that it should be used more for metaphors to try and show you through other instances what's actually occurring. For instance, in one of his films, he showed a bunch of sheep being led to slaughter, in order to use it as a metaphor to show a bunch of people being led to their death. How does this affect us today? Actually, quite a bit, considering the montage theory has actually spanned the test of time and is still used to this day. But that's really trivial compared to the actual important part of montage theory, and that is that for the first time really firmly in film history, editing was looked at as more of an art than just a trivial task of cutting and taping film. It was recognized as something that could truly change the way your story is told. And this has changed film history forever.